Hello, my friends. First live stream we've done in quite some time. Um, you got to understand I'm a Cancer, so maintaining a high level of energy, like consistently for long periods of time, it's a skill set that you learn as a Cancer. So I'm now coming out of a kind of like an extended low period, going back into more of an energetic phase, and my accuracy with that is coming back. The activity on our channels coming back. So we'll be doing these lives more frequently. I'm thinking we'll probably start off with a live at 3 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. on Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. But with that said, guys, if you're new to the channel, what we do on this channel is we use Eso-Meta Analysis to predict the sequence of chart events, the chart behavior for various crypto and ticker symbols. It depends on what time scale you're looking. Like this right here is a one-day chart by the hour. This was for today, so we're going to review it in just a moment. But we also do by the day, 1 month, by the year, 2 weeks. And we'll get into it. Now, it's important to understand we're predicting the sequence of chart events. The timing is usually on point, but there may be cases where you need to give the timing plus or minus an hour, 1 or 2 increments of time on the scale of the reading. But the sequence of chart events will remain accurate nonetheless. Very, very helpful stuff, especially if you combine it with technical analysis. So I'll talk more about the Eso-Meta Analysis at the end of this. If you're interested in actually asking questions on these lives, there's 2 ways that you can do it. Right now we're doing a subscribers live, which is rare. Usually we do members, so you need to be a member of YouTube, of our YouTube channel, or you need to be a subscriber on our website, Tarot for Traders, where you can ask questions on our Discord channel. All right, so let's get into today's reading, see what was going on. So yesterday was kind of an interesting day, actually. Let's go back to yesterday. We were a bit early on the first entry for long position, closing out of shorts. We recognized that after we got to about this level on the Discord, I mentioned that it looks like we're going to have a really low day, like a big down day. We waited till we hit this level, added to the long, but I said partial longs in case we go lower, and then we did. So we added to the longs there. In any case, I expected a notable move to the upside taking place today, and that this first entry would end up being break even, but these two would be money makers. And you can see people who opened their long positions at those entries and held overnight. I mean, this was like, right back to where we had our first entry. So like I said, this was break even. These two were basically nice profits for the day. That's the type of stuff that you get through our subscription, our early access subscription, the drawings and the timing on the Discord. I'll show you how to get that stuff at the end of the video. Now, let's take a look at the 17th. We had a low first thing in the morning. Came back to a low about 11:30. So we had it for about 11, so a little bit early there. But then that came back to a high. I was expecting a high here, but I did say it's hard to determine exactly where the high is based on the fact that we have a nullified high significator. But that there was chance we were revisiting a crest here around the close, and which would be an opportunity, and you can see how that played out. Pretty big day. And I had somebody on the Discord asking about a Black Monday event. As far as Monday's concerned, there is a unicursal hexagram. There is a universe card, which is the biggest decline card of the deck, but this is on the scale of a 1 day by the hour reading, so like 5-day candlesticks, or excuse me, 5-minute candlesticks. But what I'm seeing is more of like a volatile day. We're at the Prince of Swords as far as the 1 month sequence of events, and this is what I mean. Like we have the Prince of Swords here for the 16th. We're plus a couple days off, or we're plus a day off on the timing, but as far as the sequence of events were pretty solid. We just had the peace card, which was a cross-reading congruency for today's theme card. Monday's theme card is the Prince of Swords. You see what I mean by sequence of events? Peace card, Prince of Swords card. So the next card should be the Aeon card, with the big move into a high. I don't necessarily see this huge drop that some people are talking about taking place on Monday. Now, I was expecting a pretty significant move off of the high on the 28th. We've got a Unicursal here and a Tower card here and a Herkimer Diamond. I mean, these are all indications of a significant top. We've got a we've got a correlation to the high significator, and we've also got a correlation to the completion card, trade correlator card. So these are all indicating a top, a high here. We might come back to it on the 31st, but what I'm seeing when we look at it on a 1-year chart scale is there is a significant low in October, which I think already really took place. That is a significant low, but it could be continuing because the later part of October is this Prince of Cups card, which is a decline, increasing with momentum moving forward in time, but it also correlates to an opportunity to open up a long position. So it's in there somewhere, and on these 1 years, you need to give this plus or minus 2 weeks of wiggle room in some cases. So we're still within range of seeing this, this like a lower price level taking place. Looking at the RSI, I think there's really a good shot that we do go lower. And then it looks like at the very end of the year when we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. That's another thing, guys. We're in Mercury retrograde storm as of the 21st. Mercury retrograde storm usually coincides with a lot of market volatility. It's not always a safe bet to open up a short based on Mercury retrograde storm, because sometimes the volatility is like these huge price swings and there's a lot of ground cover to the upside, but usually it's to the downside. The best way to trade a Mercury retrograde storm is to position yourself for volatility. So an option spread where you make money if the market moves a large amount in either direction. As long as it moves a large amount and doesn't stay put, you're usually going to make money with that kind of strategy before entering into Mercury retrograde, which is on 11/9. You don't want to be in a volatile strategy during Mercury retrograde itself. The storms are a different story, but during Mercury retrograde itself, you'll calm down. There'll be a lot less volume, a lot less volatility. You usually get like an inverse pattern in this little period of time here between the 9th and the 29th. You usually get an inverse pattern of what takes place between the 21st and the 9th. Right here. So we'll see. We're keeping an eye on it. We'll see how things play out. There definitely is potential for a sharp drop because of this Prince of Cups, this correlation to the low significator for 2025. And then what's a bit encouraging is that we also have this success card in the low significator position for the 1 month, indicating that we successfully find support. So we should bottom out here. Now, remember, you do sometimes need to give this plus or minus 2 weeks of wiggle room. My sense is that we're probably going to see this like sharp drop around the cusp here. And when I put out the November reading, I'll have a much better idea. That should be coming out next week. If you're on the Discord, you'll get that probably over the weekend. And then at the end of next week, it'll come out on public YouTube. So the questions on the Discord. So do gold and silver have further downside, or was today it? Excuse me, guys, I'm going to cough. So sorry. Do gold or silver have further downside, or was today it? Okay, let's take a look at those readings. So that's 2025 gold reading. Let's cross-reference that with our gold chart. really went parabolic. Nice move to the downside there. We have highs for the year in November. That's a tough call. Let's see what the tarot has to say right now. What you're looking at, if you're new to the channel, guys, is a 1-year reading with timeline cards by the 2-week period. So each card going left to right across the screen represents about 2 weeks of time, these pairs of cards. But not each card's energy will necessarily line up perfectly with 2 weeks of time. That's why you need to give it plus or minus 2 weeks of wiggle room in some cases. It's the sequence of chart events that's most important to follow. But with that said, we've got I was expecting a significant low in October. So my sense is that we probably have more to go to the downside. Off of the high, there's a decline increasing with momentum moving forward. And a decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into a support level that we recently met in the later part of October as a past opportunity. But the high and the low are really within close time proximity to each other. Guys, I'm sorry if there's dogs making noises. I watch dogs for a side gig, so I have my earphones on. They like attention. I got this little 6-pound Yorkie sitting on my lap right now. Anyhow, so there's a high and a low within close time proximity to each other. I have a high for October or November. We're at a high for the year already. Interesting. Let me see what the cards have to say about if we go lower this month. Let me try that again. Do we have more to go for this decline in gold? I see that we have more to go, but it's gonna be there's higher to go as well. So I wouldn't want to get like shaken out of the long. I'd probably be looking to buy dips. As far as silver is concerned. Oh, and if you're wondering, guys, this high that I have for November, year's high for November, October, November for gold in 2025, that reading was actually created the shuffle file was October 7th, 2024, 2:11 p.m. So over a year ago, guys. Over a year ago. This reading's still being used today with accuracy. Not perfect accuracy. We were expecting a dip before this move to the upside. We did not see that dip as expected. A little disappointing, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. We had a possibility of a low here between February and March as well. All right, so let's take a look at silver. We had a peak there, and we did nail that. That was 2024. Interesting. Looks like the silver reading is probably one of my worst readings for 2025, unfortunately. But I am seeing a unicursal here, a possibility of a low significant or a big move to the downside and volatility. And then it looks like out of a decline somewhere around the cusp of October, November, maybe early November. Big move out of a decline from the bottom range to the top of the range. Probably back to these highs before another decline, sharp decline into a low in November. We had a low in March. Looks like it ended up being just the beginning of April. So we were on point about that low. But the thing is, guys, is that this is the theme card for silver in 2025 is to close longs and open up shorts at an opportunity. We're definitely getting close to that range. We were in really, really overbought territory. We've come down below it. We may go back into it again. But I think it's safe to say we're close to highs on both gold and silver. We may see a little bit more upside. We may not, because we're right on the edge of retrograde. I think if you've got a really, really good gain, you might just take it and then look for dips as opportunities to buy. That's probably what I would be doing. All right, my friends. With that said, I'm going to roll. Oh, let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick. And then I'm going to show you these the website and how to get some of these services. Okay, so we had possibility of another low here on the 17th, and it looks like it came to fruition. I had the 10th. I had the 10th for the lowest low. We came in at a lowest low there, and then we basically came almost right back down to the very, very same price level here on the 17th. But we should see some moves to the upside taking place in Bitcoin, possibly into highs for the month, really. Most likely like the 23rd, before we start to see more decline, probably into the end of the month. Overall, for Bitcoin, though, the following month, huge move to the upside. I would want to stay long in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got so much on the long, grand scheme of things. Bitcoin has got such a long way to go, guys, to the upside over the next year or so. Hey, Terry Tees, I must have telepathized with you there, because I just saw your question on the live about Bitcoin. I do not think the top is in. No, when we look at Bitcoin on a 1-year scale, oops, wrong one. We had a high for Bitcoin in October, possibly early November, but October really I have it high for Bitcoin. And it would come out of a decline from a big move from the bottom of the range to the top of the range, took us to a high here. These ellipses were drawn months and months ago. When were they drawn? They were drawn April 1st. April 1st, guys, I put in these ellipses. So we're in that range. It's tricky, guys, because I see a high for the year here in October, but then there's like there's a breakout kind of energy at the high of November. We may have hit it, guys. Matter of fact, let me see what the tarot has to say right now, because we very well have already hit it for the year. It's gonna go higher next year for sure. Let me see what the cards say. Yes, but we're going to see it again, it looks like, in November. And then we should have a significant drop. Oh, matter of fact, this low ellipse here for November 21st to December 20th, this is kind of this was a test. I just did this on some of the 2025 readings. There's a different way of identifying a low. So a test to see how things are going. When we get there, but I wouldn't count on it money-wise, because it's a test kind of technique that I just started using there. With that said, we do have these low significators that are part of Eso-Meta Analysis, so we're very likely to see price ranges in here at the end of the year before going higher in 2026. Why don't we take a look at a multi-year? I think a lot of people don't know about these multi-year readings. But you can order these on the website as well. They're $150 for a multi-year. And I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. Okay, come on up. We're gonna go to the park in a sec, buddy. Yeah, I have highs in 2028. And decline in 2026 is opportunity to open up long. So this is still very bullish, guys. Overall, still very bullish. I would be looking for opportunities to buy Bitcoin in the long run. For the year, though, on a 2025 scale, we're likely at we've likely already seen the top. We probably test it, and then we drop into these levels here. These ellipses are things that you get as part of the subscriptions on our website. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, guys, you like this stuff, first off, please hit that like button and subscribe to support the channel. Go to our website here, tarotfortraders.com, hover over order now, click on subscriptions. Early access subscription gets you the earliest access to any of our public posts. Come out on YouTube. They come out on Discord first. There's also a lot of content now that comes out on Discord that doesn't even make it to YouTube. But early access, and then it gets you the Discord channels for S&P 500 trading day trades and live Discord day trade alerts and swing trade alerts, as well as the chart drawings. Monthly access will get you the day-by-day chart behavior on a monthly basis with the highs and lows and all that stuff for these tickers in crypto. That's $300 a month. Early access is $150 a month. And if you're interested in ordering custom reading, you go to custom readings under order now. Multi-year readings are $150. You can choose the 10-year period. 1-year reports $500. There's likely be a quick sale going on for those, so look out for that before the end of October. And then custom 1 months by the day, 30 days of consecutive daily stocks, 30 days of consecutive daily crypto. Those are really, really like high-end products, but that's basically like you get these readings by the day, 1 day readings by the hour. You get 30 days of them, or 1 month, I should say, of them. All of those services you can order right on the website, guys. And there's a great community on our Discord. People helping out each other, talking about what's next. So with that said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be doing these regularly on Friday afternoons, probably 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. normally. So see you on those. And if you're wondering how you talk on one of these live streams, how you ask questions, you need to be a member of our website, Tarot for Traders, on YouTube. Excuse me, a member of our YouTube channel, Tarot for Traders. It's $50 a month, or you need to be a subscriber to one of those subscriptions I was telling you about that gets you access to a Discord channel where you can ask questions. But really, the most important thing, guys, is to follow the rule of karma for the channel. It's the whole purpose, to transmute some of the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. You do that by following through on the rule of karma, and you do that by going to the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of all profits should be donated forward to one of these charities. Just click here and donate 5%. You're basically expressing faith that there's more to come, and you're doing the right thing, putting more abundance into the universe for other people. 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel through one of these links. That's a great way to show your gratitude and help support the channel. Thank you very much, everybody, following through on that. It leaves you with 90%. 90%, spend it out of love. Make sure you keep your conscience clear. So paying it forward, faith, paying it back, gratitude, and a clear conscience. Those are key components of manifesting wealth, my friends. So if you follow through on that, the universe considers you an angel investor. The channel is gonna send it back to you tenfold for following through, my friends. Blessings. I will see you guys